Artificial intelligence has taken the world by storm in recent times. But if you're just getting started with AI, it can be quite overwhelming. There's a lot of terminology and ideas and buzzwords to get to grips with. In this series, we're going to cover some of the key concepts that will help you to understand AI and how it fits into the software landscape. Firstly, what do we really mean when we talk about AI? What is a good mental model? One way that we can think of intelligence is as the ability to perform a task given the what but not the how. With traditional programming, a human has to break each task down into logical steps and then translate those steps into explicit instructions that the computer understands. We have to write code to tell the computer how to do the task. The idea behind AI is to create a program that can independently learn to perform a task. And crucially, we, the humans, don't try to figure out how to do the task, and we don't write any code to perform the task. If the learning process is successful, the result is a program that can perform a particular task, given the what but not the how. We might then refer to that program as an artificial intelligence. AIs are just programs that learn to perform tasks without us having to write the code for them. But how exactly does that work? This is where machine learning, or ML, comes in. With machine learning, we create models that learn from examples in order to make predictions or decisions, sometimes called inferences. These models have internal settings called parameters or weights that determine how input becomes output. And these weights are all just random to start with. Models learn through a process of training. So we feed in examples and we look at how well the model's predictions match up to reality. So to start with, the model's settings are all random. We're likely to be pretty far off. But we can use some clever techniques to calculate small tweaks to the settings that will move the output closer to the expected answer and thus make the model more accurate. So training involves repeating this process over and over again with lots of different examples. The model settings are continually refined, which helps the model get better at its task. With enough examples, we end up with internal settings that give us roughly the right output for basically any input that we pass in. So in an overly simplified sense, machine learning is just fancy trial and error. Okay, great. So in this video, we've covered the basics of what we mean by AI, and we've looked at the basics of how AIs are typically developed. In the next video, we'll cover some more concepts such as generative AI and large language models.